the whole idea that we have problems in this world that can be fixed with greater government control not only sends shivers down my spine, but absolutely runs in the face of all available empirical evidence that there's any reason at all to believe that any of that would work. It's a complete misreading of history to think that the Chinese government has contributed at all to lifting anyone out of poverty. Today, the Chinese gross product on a per capita basis would put the great bulk of the Chinese people under the poverty line in the United States. The only reason anybody is above what the US would consider a poverty level is because of market reforms made in that nation over the past 20 years. The idea that the Russians have done anything to lift their people out of poverty because of socialism, that's just, I'm sorry, empirically, objectively speaking, that just didn't happen. It's just not true. The truth is the only reason that the Russian economy has made progress is because of market reform. The reason that the United States standard of living and per capita product is so much higher than those nations, and I don't mean like 20% higher, I mean 5, 6, 7 times higher. And by the way, that gap is not closing. That gap is getting bigger on a per capita basis. The reason for that is because our economy works much more efficiently and effectively. I'm sorry, but when someone mentioned that they believe in the same libertarian ideas that we do, that's simply not true either. You spoke of allowing people to do what they want to do and live the lives that they want to live. But then you spoke of taking away their property rights and their rights to make their own economic decisions and suggested that the government should plan them for us on a top-down basis. That's not libertarianism. That's the very definition of authoritarianism. Parenthetically, it's also the way to hold back the development of both of an economy and a culture. Yes, the reason the United States government has exploded in terms of size and scope is, at least in part, the result of a collapse of our culture of independent living. That's probably true, but that doesn't make it a good thing. That makes it something against which we need to double down and return the safeguards that our founders intended against our government becoming too big and too powerful. The other thing that was mentioned that I find really concerning, just on an empirical and objective basis, is this notion that there is some sense of overproduction in the United States. I'm sorry, that's just not factually correct. That's not a thing that happens. Yes, the United States produces a lot more than everybody else, but our market's clear. We need to push for free markets inside the United States and outside of the United States. And that includes the banking sector. The reason that we had such a big collapse in 2007, 2008 was because of too much government intervention through Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, not too little.